guests, we have just landed at Vientiane International Airport.
Good morning from the capital city of Vientiane, Laos. I'm so excited to be here. This has been on my bucket list for a super long time. Let's go exploring the city and see what Vientiane has to offer. The city tour experience in Vientiane is absolutely jam-packed. You'll see several temples, important monuments, and my favorite, the Big Buddha Park. But first, we stopped for an amazing smorgasbord of street foods. Some looked familiar and super tasty, while others were new to me and might take some getting used to, like these sausage stuffed intestines. Let's try what we called the leaf dish. A little salty, a little sour, a little bit of spice too. Okay. Next was a real winner called Mook Nok Air. The meat's really well cooked, it's very tender, and the leaf on the outside. It's really quite delicious. Sadly, we had to take the rest to go. This lemongrass pork's also pretty good. And then we have a little dessert called no mantun. It's made of coconut. Very good without being too sweet. Just a skip away, the Buddha Park. There is a foreigner tax. Thank you. I've seen photos of this place for years, and to finally be able to see it with my own eyes is an absolute privilege. We're gonna go inside then. That's funny. This interesting place represents the three planes of existence in Buddhism: earth, heaven, and hell. We're going to hell. Oh, look at all the skulls down here. This is where all the bad karma goes, with those prickly trees holding foods too high to get without hurting yourself. Now we go to heaven. Interestingly, in heaven, you end up half human and half snake as a result of your good karma. From heaven, there's a nice view of the park. Yes, you're being asked to crawl out of this little spot. Yeah, no. We've got statues to see. At one point, these must all have been colored and painted. I can't even imagine how amazing all that looked. Pretty decent garden here, too. You have to appreciate the detail that must have gone into making these back when these were first created, because look at how they've stood the test of time. They still look fantastic. And I wish I understood more about Hindu art, because then I could probably appreciate things even more than I can just by looking at everything. I easily could have spent more time here, but we have an itinerary to stick to. Our first temple of the day is Wat That Long, one of the most ornately decorated temples in Vientiane. The ceiling here depicts the life of Buddha in incredibly detailed paintings, and every inch of space is utilized in some way. That Long is also known for its great golden stupa, of which the top is 9 kilograms of pure gold, while the rest is covered in 200 kilograms of gold leaf. The altar, of course, has its usual collections of unique Buddhist relics, some of those being handmade, some store-bought offerings to give to the gods. I really appreciate that these things are just kept in such pristine condition. That spirit of destroying things or defacing things is just not here. We'll make a very quick stop at the Patutsi Monument. It's a Buddhist and Hindu version of the French Arc de Triomphe, celebrating Laos's freedom from Thailand's occupation. That rooftop makes me happy. Time for lunch. We are going to a restaurant that makes a traditional favorite of my favorite Laotian dits that I have in the States, called Nam Khao. I am so excited for this. Oh my gosh, this looks amazing. The herbs I'm presented with are slightly different from the States, including banana flowers, mint, and a big pile of Thai basil. Here is the dish. Flash fried rice balls broken apart, so there's some crunchy bits from the outside and some soft bits from the inside. To eat, You'll scoop up the rice into lettuce leaves and pile on the herbs, then devour. This is not like the Nam Khao I have at home. Little bits of crispy rice, a little bit of peanut, a lot of lime, fresh herbs, and the onions, just a little hint of spice in there. This is chef's kiss, delicious. After lunch, you'll visit another special temple. The perfect place to walk around after a big meal. Wat Si Saket is the only temple to survive the Siamese occupation of the 1800s and features thousands upon thousands of Buddha statues, some of which have definitely seen better days. This specific Buddha is the symbol of Thailand. Because the temple had been adorned with this Buddha, the Thai chose not to burn it down during their occupation. Photos from the inside were not permitted, so we will respect that. One more temple, and it's a pretty cool one. Wat Ho Phra Kyo Temple is where the Emerald Buddha used to be housed. Unfortunately, it also did not have photography permissions. On one hand, it's kind of sad I can't show you all the beautiful things that are in here, but on the other, it gives you a reason to actually have to come here and see it for yourself. It's also where there seems to be a great deal of monks, as a whole slew of them were walking around the grounds, and in different colored robes. There is one final stop on this tour, and it's a bit of a sobering one. The Cope Center is partly a museum showing the history and unfortunate continued presence of unexploded bombs in Laos, or UXOs, decades after the war ended, and they're still hurting people. This place is also a charity for those affected, providing scrap metal to recycle into useful items, providing therapies, including art for victims of explosives, and getting prosthetics for those who are missing limbs. If you find yourself in Vientiane, consider showing support for these unfortunate individuals. Well, that was a fun day exploring the city of Vientiane. We still have a little time before it gets dark outside, and I've got some laundry to do, so I'm gonna go drop off some laundry at a laundromat and hopefully have it all ready to go by tomorrow. Let's go find a place to eat some supper. They weigh your laundry and name their price. It's gonna cost me 75 cents to get all of my laundry cleaned and ready by tomorrow. That's just insane how cheap it is here. Oh my god, it's Tintin and Snowy! I watched this cartoon growing up, Adventures of Tintin. I also read the comic book. Got a night market just a little way from the hotel. Let's go check out what they got. It was a Chinese market that was setting up for the evening. They did have some fun culture to enjoy and lots of goods for sale. If you're wondering if it's safe to walk around the tourist area of Vientiane, absolutely. I don't feel the least bit unsafe here. As always, don't let your guard down too much, but yeah, it's so safe here. It's really nice. It was a nice little stroll and walk around the central tourist area of Vientiane for the day. Heat really takes it out of you. I'm gonna go drink a couple things of water and go to bed a little early. I will see you in the next one. Good night.